Wintry weather is on the way. Hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. We've got a wintry blast coming, and that makes sense because we're now in winter on the meteorological calendar. But it's been a pretty quiet last month or so. We haven't really seen a lot of drama coming out of the Southern Ocean. This is a little reminder that yes, we are going into winter. So let's take a look and see what's going on. For Wednesday, not too bad. In fact, it's quite warm across New Zealand, warmer than average. Subtropical winds coming from way up around New Caledonia are drifting down over the North Island. We saw fog patches around the north this morning, not so likely tonight with that wind starting to develop as we go through the afternoon. So we've got a few different maps to show you before we get into the actual normal forecast. Here is the 24-hour rain map from 6 a.m. today, Wednesday, to 6 a.m. Thursday. The areas in yellow and gold, 5 to 15 millimetres in many of those northern areas, maybe 25 to 30 around Taranaki and along the west coast. Only a few showers for the next 24 hours along that eastern side. But it does change on Thursday. So on Thursday, rain then comes in to the South Island's east coast. Great news for Canterbury. Canterbury's fast becoming the driest part of New Zealand. So that rain will be welcome on Thursday. It's in that sort of orange zone, so maybe 15, 20 to 30 millimetres in some isolated spots. In the north, it's really around the Kapiti coast that could be getting up to 50 millimetres of rain as that pushes through there, and 30 or 40 around Taranaki, but only a few showers more likely further north. We've also got snow falling. This is just the 24-hour map showing maybe up to 15 centimetres of snow in these areas. As you can see, they're mountains and ranges. It is not overly low level. This weekend there could be some lower level snow, but it's very, very isolated and looks quite light. So we'll talk about that in a moment. We've also got the departure from normal map for Thursday, and once again, the North Island is warmer than average. The South Island's west coast remains 4 to 8 degrees above normal, but in comes that cold change, and it won't look like that by the time you reach Friday. It'll be much cooler. So you can see that cold change on Thursday, below average around Southland, Otago, certainly coastal Otago, and parts of Canterbury, especially towards the south, heading northwards during the day. So let's explain it. This is the setup for Thursday. We've got low pressure out to the west, deeper than the one that we had over the weekend. The one at the weekend was a baby low. This one's still pretty tame, but it's getting a little deeper. You've got the warmer northwest winds. So once again, the North Island will be warmer than average on Thursday, as we just saw. You've got that rain coming down though. It'll be a mild day. But in the south, you've got that dark blue line, southerly showing Southland and Otago, especially coastal Otago, will be dropping, and then that rain moves into Canterbury. So that's the good news. As it becomes the driest region in the country, that rain will be very welcome. Now, as we move towards the end of the week, things calm down for the South Island on Friday. In fact, we're in between the showery stuff around the north and the next lot of showery weather coming in, which means it's a fairly cold and clear Friday, leading towards frosts at night, especially around Canterbury and inland areas. Further to the north, it's a showery Friday, not overly cold, although you will notice the colder air moving into the lower South Island. Now let's get into the weekend. As I said, it could be a bit frosty in the South Island, but there is a cold front racing northwards, and that will bring a burst of showers once again into Canterbury. It will also bring a burst of snow flurries to lower levels. Saturday looks like the coldest day, and Sunday as well in some spots around the South Island. Some areas only getting up to 3 or 4 degrees, like Queenstown might only get that warm. There could be showers turning to snow, although we don't think it'll go down much lower than a few hundred metres. So that is your Saturday. The North Island, just a couple of west coast showers, otherwise fairly dry. And by Sunday, that cold blue line showing the North Island's turn to see the temperatures drop. It's a bit cold in the South Island, but because the winds turn westerly later, apart from Queenstown and the western side of Southland and coastal Southland, many other places might just start to warm up by a degree or so, but certainly this weekend, much cooler around the South Island. Before I go, one more thing to show you. Don't forget, we've now got the thunderstorm risks going out for a few days on the Weather Watch website. You just click up here on maps and radars and you'll see lightning come up, click on lightning, and you can see this thunderstorm risk out for a few days. The risks scale down here. If you don't understand it, don't worry, lots of people don't. Just go with the color. Basically low, medium, high risk in red. So there's a bit of a low to medium risk of some thunderstorms coming through. This is for Thursday the 4th of June. That is all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow on Thursday the 4th of June.